Hello, you're kicking off the Monday's edition of Qpvn English News Bulletin with Milinchi and the deadlines. Phong Châu Bridge, a symbol of unity and resilience. Vietnam-Russia defense cooperation bolstered. Contemplating solidarity between young officers of Vietnam and Philippines. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on September the 20th attended the inauguration ceremony of new Phong Châu Bridge on National Highway 32C in Phu Thọ Province. The ceremony was also attended by General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense, and leaders of militaries and agencies. The new bridge, 383 meters long, was urgently built after the old one collapsed during Typhoon Jaggi in 2023. Managed by Thăng Long Project Management Board and constructed by Trường Sơn Construction Corporation, the project was completed ahead of schedule thanks to rather cloud efforts, braving the sun, the rain, and even the storms. Over the past 9 months, Core 12 Trường Sơn Construction Corporation upheld their responsibility, applied scientific planning, and set a record in Vietnam's bridge and road construction sector. At the same time, under the Ministry of National Defense Directive and the Engineer Corps, Engineer Brigade 249 effectively carried out search and rescue missions and installed a pontoon bridge at the site, serving some 15,000 people and vehicles daily and spring vital connectivity for nearly a year. At the ceremony, participants observed 1 minute silence in memory of the victims in last year's accident. The bridge was completed 3 months ahead of schedule. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính stressed that it is not only vital for transport, but also a milestone of economic, cultural, and social significance for Phu Thọ Province tied to national defense and security. It embodies the leadership of the party, the determination of the government, the Ministry of National Defense, and the Ministry of Construction, as well as the efforts of military units in carrying out urgent tasks to have people overcome natural disasters and stabilize their lives. On September the 20th, Vyacheslav Volodin, chairman of the State Duma of the Federal Assembly of Russia, led a high-ranking delegation to visit the Vietnam-Russia Tropical Center and the Vietnam Military History Museum as part of his official visit to Vietnam. Welcoming the delegation was Senior Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến, the Defense Minister, and Senior Lieutenant General Lê Quang Minh, Vice Chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army. At the Vietnam-Russia Tropical Center, Senior Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến warmly welcomed Chairman Volodin, emphasizing that the visit took place at a time when the two countries had recently celebrated major anniversaries, serving as a vivid symbol of their solidarity and close ties forged through history. The center is considered a highlight of effective cooperation, delivering tangible results in scientific research and technology applications for defense as well as social economic development in both countries. The Russian delegation toured the Vietnam Military History Museum on the same day, where Senior Lieutenant General Lê Quang Minh extended a respectful welcome. These activities underscore the shared commitment to defense collaboration, reaffirming the traditional, enduring friendship between Vietnam and Russia. The visit reflects the determination of senior leaders from both sides to strengthen political trust, expand multi-phased cooperation, and advance the comprehensive strategic partnership for the benefit of the two peoples, as well as for peace and stability in the region and the world. Vietnam's Level 2 Field Hospital Rotation 7 has arrived at the UN mission in South Sudan, and Engineering Company Rotation 4 has reached the UN Interim Security Force 4RB, officially taking over from their predecessors. Soon after arriving in Bantu, the Level 2 Field Hospital Rotation 7 has quickly set up camp, assigned tasks, and adapted to the new environment. A smooth handover with Rotation 6 ensured uninterrupted medical services. Their first patient, a diabetic and hypertensive Indian official, marked the hospital's immediate readiness and professional capability. Meanwhile, Engineering Unit Rotation 4 completed its over 10,000 kilometer journey from Vietnam to RB area, swiftly taking over facilities, equipment, and ongoing projects from Rotation 3, fully prepared to carry out their mission. Attracting and valuing talent is a vital forward-thinking strategy that reflects the visionary leadership of the party, state and military in developing a highly skilled workforce. During the 2020-2025 period, guided by the 11th Party Congress resolution of the military, policies and mechanisms to recruit and use talented individuals have been steadily enhanced. Many gifted professionals have leveraged their creativity and expertise to make significant contribution across various fields, playing a crucial role in strengthening the Army and bolstering national defense. Looking ahead, expanding criteria and offering better incentives will build a strong foundation to attract top talent, fully utilize their skills, and strengthen the military's capacity, advancing the People's Army toward becoming more revolutionary, regular, elite, and modern. For example, Lieutenant Colonel Lê Thị Hằng, a 2008 telecommunications engineering graduate, is the only female engineer at VIET's Network Technology Research Center. Over nearly 20 years, she has led key projects in antenna, radar, and geospace technologies. Through perseverance and innovation, Lieutenant Colonel Hằng has significantly contributed to Vietnam's defense industry growth. When my commander encouraged me to join the military, I felt a deep sense of pride. Wearing the uniform brought a greater sense of responsibility and purpose. As an officer and soldier, I'm determined to serve the Army with my best efforts. This year, the Military Medical University welcomed 182 new cadets with joy and pride, including, for the first time in its history, twin sisters Nguyễn Thị Lan Hương and Nguyễn Thị Thùy Hương, who both scored a perfect 30 out of 30 on their entrance exams. Clad in white coats and military uniforms, their story exemplifies ambition and a profound dedication to serving the nation. This year's admission scores reflect the exceptional quality of the new intake. For example, female candidates from the North scored 30 points. This highlights the growing appeal of the Military Medical University and military institutions overall, driven by robust policies to attract and nurture talent. These policies help talented young people join military schools where they receive top-notch training and development. Outstanding individuals like Lieutenant Colonel Lê Thị Hằng and the twin cadets are just a small part of thousands who choose the military for growth and service. They contribute across academies, research institutes, and defense technology centers. The military's talent policies enable experts, scientists, and engineers to dedicate their skills to the nation, driving the Vietnam People's Army ongoing transformation into a new revolutionary, elite, and modern force ready for the future. Coming up next, cultivating solidarity between young officers of Vietnam and Philippines. Where armed forces rush to support people after Typhoon BOLSTERED damage. From September 22nd to the 28th, a delegation of young officers from the Philippine Army began a visit to Vietnam. This activity is part of the annual delegation exchange program between the two militaries, contributing to promoting the spirit of solidarity, trust, and mutual understanding between the Vietnam People's Army and the Philippine Army. During their visit, the delegation of young Vietnamese and Philippine military officers engaged in a dialogue, visited and worked with Vietnamese military units. This brings a good opportunity to both sides to enhance experience exchange in military building, train young officers, natural disaster prevention and control, search and rescue, and responding to non-traditional security challenges.
As young officers, we are bridges of each armed forces to carry out cooperation and establish mutual respect between two countries. So we propose that we conduct more of this kind of exchange so that both junior officers can expand the horizon. We can develop our leadership skills by having this kind of exchange, the dynamics of both countries.
During this exchange, the delegation of the Philippine Army visited such special places as the Vietnam Military History Museum, the Ho Chi Minh Museum, President Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, and many cultural and historical relics, thus helping the young Philippine officers understand more about the glorious history, traditions, and culture of the Vietnamese people.
Visiting Vietnam is very impressive, and I really look forward that I will share it to the Filipino people, the culture, the rich culture and traditions of the Vietnam and the people in Vietnam. Actually, I'm impressed with the museum of the President of Vietnam, which is Ho Chi Minh, and I really appreciate how this president, this people, this person really provide for the Vietnamese people.
Thank you for your question. The Vietnamese people are very heartwarming and welcoming us very warmly, and they are greeting us with kindness and compassion.
The visit and exchange of young officers of the Philippine Army wrapped up successfully, demonstrating the friendship and defense cooperation between the two countries, while creating a foundation for the young generations of officers to continue to foster cooperation for peace, stability, and development in the region. Heavy rains from Typhoon Boloi on September the 20th caused widespread flooding in Hue City. In Quang Dinh Coming, a powerful tornado ripped the roofs of thousands of houses and schools. The city military command immediately mobilized forces to have to deal with the aftermath and relocate families from low-lying areas to safe locations. In Quang Dinh Coming, forces from the Hung Chai Defensive Area Command and the Khmer militia were immediately deployed to support local households and schools. Following the direction of local authorities, we dispatched forces directly to the affected sites to reinforce and carry out initial repairs. We had secured the house carefully, but the tornado struck so suddenly. Despite the damage, we received timely support from the commune and the village. Across the city, torrential rains also caused deep flooding in low-lying areas. To safeguard lives and property, the armed forces helped evacuate hundreds of households from flooded areas. We mobilized 834 officers and soldiers with 62 vehicles, coordinating with other forces in key areas to minimize losses. Meanwhile, Hue bodyguards worked with local authorities to relocate over 1,400 households from landslide-prone and isolated areas to safe areas. After nearly 2 months of trekking through forests and crossing streams to support residents in rebuilding homes damaged by floods, over 500 officers and soldiers from the Sala Provincial Military Command and Division 316 and the Military Platoon 2 began their return journey on the morning of September the 20th, having completed their mission in the communes of Chieng Sơ, Hue Một, Mường Lầm, Bó Sinh, Mường Lạ, and Sô Cục. From early morning, local leaders and residents gathered along the roads to express their gratitude with warm farewells, heartfelt words, and simple gifts like sticky rice, bottled water, and local produce. With the spirit for the people, the troops helped rebuild, relocate, and repair 318 houses destroyed or badly damaged by the late July and early August floods. Their tireless support not only restored homes, but also lifted spirits, helping communities regain stability. Their efforts further deepened the image of Uncle Soldiers in the heart of the people. Earlier, local authorities and residents hosted a cultural exchange and farewell event filled with music and heartfelt performances, leaving behind lasting memories of unity and affection between the army and the people. It is the end of the English News Bulletin today. You can watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Hello, goodbye, and see you next time.